Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Katawa Shoji. Katawa Shoujo. I'm gonna go with that. I am very bad at Japanese because I don't speak it. I am English. I don't know this language. Anyway, a light breeze causes the naked branches ahead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green company, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expect to wait out here anyway? I'm not sure the note said 4 p.m. I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. I ponder the meaning of the note. The snowfall gradually thickens. Snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like the time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Oh no. Hi? Isao? You come? A hesitantly, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to the face's voice, the voice of many dreams, and my heart begins to race. Ew. Iwanako? Oh god, no. I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Why is she wearing that in the fucking snow? Pathetic. Oh yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A showy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. Yep. The fuck? My heart is pounding now, as if trying to burst out from my chest and claim the scroll for itself. You see, I got worried when the thumping there because I was expecting a horror shift, like, but no, it's hopefully not. So, here we go. Out in the cold, once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanaka. That name flinches ever so softly against a gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could ever force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you go out with me. Oh my lord! I stand there, motionless, safe from my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched out beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reach up to massage my throat, and only spikes the pain of blinding. Only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao? My whole body freezes as if my eyes would shoot open in terror. Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the cacophony of bare branches, the dull winter sky. Uanako running towards me, all these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Uanako screaming for help and the incessant chatter of branches above. Oh, I had a heart attack. Oh, for shame for myself, for shame. Four Leaf Studios presents Katawa Shoujo. Inspiration, yeah, right there. Writing by Anonymous 22, or I can't read that quick. Editing by Kasanga Silent Cook, cool. Music by Blue123 and Nicole Arif. Art by Gebitar, Camifish, and Timmy. Art by Moke, Remez, and Raid. Additional art by Climactic Doomfest and Jofi. And animation by Michael Heel. Directing by Delta, Raid, and Joe Jovi. Engineering by Delta. Hopefully not Delta Airlines. Oh my lord, it's loud. Production by Crip and Sucrio. Alright. Did we die? It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Yeah, you'd be surprised how often a young man can get a heart attack. I can have to click. And that whole time, I probably can't count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. Yeah. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without having anything happen. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. Don't mind me when I actually casually Google search this. Because why not? Oh, it just shows up, thank you. Zuckerberg for fucking stealing my data, listening to me. It's the same shit that's said here. Anyway, my parents I think were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhagics apiece. I already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them it was all fresh. They were all willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there ain't no cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards, but then the visitors soon dwindled and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many flowers and cards was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were generally concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I had barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Umika was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. She never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on the snowy day after that ever again. The hospital is not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctor and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have millions of other patients waiting for them. But it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimation of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way. He told me to wait to see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough that I'm now just not disappointed anymore that I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there's at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was some wrong kind of escapism from my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library, in quotations, at the hospital, although it was more of a storeroom for books than anything else. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading. I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands, but I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. Days became increasingly harder to digest. From each other. Distinguish! That's what it was! Oh my lord. Differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like the time blurred into some kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness. although the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for it. Through the barrier of nonchalance I said. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so loud to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely. I couldn't even cry. Today a doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a while since I've last seen them. Both of them are sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. Holy shit, this is actually kind of loud with the background wind chimes. That is not music, that is wind chimes. Oh, boy. There we go. Dude, I had one headphone off, so I didn't exactly hear the same volume you guys were hearing. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time, sorting his papers and setting them aside, as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. It's like I'm thinking the Mechanicus, like pulling out the fucking incense and shit as a ritual. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eye for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. You have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. A doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand, take a look for myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems a lot. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I tried to read it, but it's so futile. Like, I tried to read this shit in the background at the same time. Nah, not worth it. I can't understand any of it, and attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day? I'm afraid that's the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that this list fade over the years. Years! What kind of confidence booster is that? I've never felt better if you hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it, he tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. I couldn't be homeschooled. Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What am I? It has 24-hour nursing staff and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff and you wouldn't have to make a hospital nearby. A selling point, of course. That's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a couple and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'll like it. It looks like I don't really have a choice. Yeah, but you don't. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue education. This is an opportunity to call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. They're geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care, a person doesn't have to be held back by disability, that's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I always had thought my life was always kind of boring, but now, yeah, you miss it when you think you miss a boring life. You don't until it changes. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction, shock, or fatigue, but I could easily yell out now. But something about how I can go back to school. But no, I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room feeling very tired of all this. The doctors, the hospital, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There isn't really a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's kind of difficult, but let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it's a special school. It's something, it's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Oh, that's us. Act 1, Life Expectancy. Got the achievement. Bundle of Hisao. The name. Finish the prologue. Oh, there's achievements. How many achievements are there? 21. Holy shit. Hold on. Holy shit. There is a lot of endings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's like, okay, I think there's actually 20 different endings. Alright. Alright. Might have to make this up in multiple videos. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster, similar to a hole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like that. If it looked like what a gate for school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. 1 second, please. Editor. Of course, I didn't want to be stuck thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with a brisk pace. I'm alone as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. Doesn't feel like the kind of grounds the school would have, more like a park with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass. And other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded. It's your new life. Take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. This makes me wish there was someone here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another fucking dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the grass hues flashing all around catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. Well, it's taupe, mostly, the actual color. Not the point. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Only after I stayed in front of the haughty main building, I surprised myself by realizing why the gates bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back. Even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this and realization setting in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with a bad paw should notice me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Nikki? Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Moto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should probably get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow not knowing what's waiting for me makes me feel a little nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher was saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Fuck. Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, sure, I mean, isn't that normal? Of course. But not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. I don't know why I gave this guy that voice, but alright. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. Yeah, if you think your own heart's a danger, then you gotta focus on that a lot. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Muto. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I said it for splits at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip, you fuck. This is a big step, I know. There's no point to be worrying about it, at least not this soon. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames, simple and efficient. Why did I turn cowboy? I stopped walking in front of the class and faced the other students. They all looked normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only that's just immediately obvious. Then I know the girl seemed missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Oh, look, there's more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's been 7. There we go. 17 kids. All right. Just waiting for it to. Despite the natural tendency to listen to when someone's talking to you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through when he introduced me to class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she seems looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as to make her invisible. There's only one boy with a cane leaning against the walkers in the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some kind of weird hand gestures. Sign language, bro. She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, and goes back to whatever she was doing. She's probably saying hi. I moved my hand to do the gesture, but I have no camera. So why am I doing this? It's kind of cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with the pink hair next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands and knows everyone else except one girl in the first row, who has only one hand. I cringe a little bit by bowing in thanks for the applause I did not deserve. A click of silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. That's exactly my every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing. The teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems satisfied, even with what little I said. Though a few girls whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. Listen to my teacher as he drones on, booking along while letting my gaze sweep across the class. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands together. Feels like a weird thing to do, honestly. The first row girl claps on this round, and with her one hand against her own wrist that ends in a bondage stump. Makes you feel a little bad. We're gonna do some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, that's good. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain everything you want to know. And who else will be able to do that better, right? Well, could I know, bro? I don't know these people. The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi's right there. Suzune Hakamichi. And she calls her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. I guess you're Hakamichi? Is that right? It's nice to meet you. Why am I giving her like a witch's noise from Minecraft? Alright. I guess that's her that's her voice. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. Yeah, I have such a stuffed nose, I'm sick. It's nice to meet you, but that is not. We're not giving her that voice. It's nice to meet you, but oh god. Yep, that's her voice. Fuck. I'm not Hachimichi. I'm Mishu. This is Hakamichi. This is Hakamichi Shi-chan. Giggling. Misha points to the girl next to her, the one using sign language before. Looks like she's starting to stare at me the whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledged my presence, but only barely. She has short yet carefully needed brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose. The dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Mizu, smiles, and makes a quick few gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if this teacher was messing with me, saying you'll be able to talk with people. And who better to explain things to you? I can see a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think I was Shin-chan. 1 second. Anna is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. She's the new student, right? You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course, he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? Says nothing. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, hold on. What? Okay. I don't know what I did. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today so soon. Hik-chan, right? Hik-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say that out loud? It's just surprised I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits! You look just like I imagined! I don't want it. I'm not doing voices. I just read it and you make your voices in your head, people. I can't. I think the game is free on Steam. If it's not, fuck, it's probably worth it. Yeah, you look just like a Hik-chan. Hik-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Mishan's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Aisha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep. So if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? I can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out otherwise in fluid translation. Thanks. That'll be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just came straight to class today. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can before where you're going before you go there. Not just with the school either. Anyways, even if it's a trip to the convenience store, really, Shin-chan? Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't really look forward to this, even if I command myself to go along with it. Not fastly, but anyway. I don't see anything. I don't say anything. That's what I said. Not see, say. You see these people, you don't say anything. And Misha sighs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. Look down, are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, and just as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Alright. Ah, another thing. You don't have to call me Shi-chan or something so formal like Hima-chan or a class rep all the time. Just call her Shik-chan. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe, Shizun. Should be more appropriate. Yep. Shinzu is fine. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. I am pulling my mouse closer so I can lean back in my chair, but apparently my cord is not long enough, so I can't. What? Especially about Shinzu, who I assume would be all business. Well, it just still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Oh, alright, we haven't touched the assignment. Just start work now, or Shin-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Yeah, too. Shin-chu glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today anyway, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of both being difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finished it after a few minutes, earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shinzu and Misha are really capable. They are quite different, though. The class rep is as calm as professional as she looks, well, Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. What the fuck? That man wants some cheese. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me, into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I meet Moto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everywhere in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. I'm gonna try and find another position to lay down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Its big windows open to a courtyard towards the main gate. Bye, Boots. My cat's leaving me. Bootsy! Fine. Alright. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiasm statement of her obvious makes you around to stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care as we proceed to the line. There's a rather long list of menu options. Well, chicken is great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. Feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision, meeting the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shinsu to a table sitting opposite of her. As I nibbled indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shinsu. I don't understand sign language, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking the person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something. I have to lean forward. Okay. Asking about the library. I'm not asking about someone's deafness. That's rude. I think I got everything I need to know. No, I don't. Library, bro. Oh, yeah. Is there a library in this school? Lately, I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Bisha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear that she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby. What the fuck is she on? It's a healthy hobby. I say that with a book on my desk, which I barely touched, and I actually need to read through. Fuck. There it is. It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Don't mind that, my chair's broken. Mishu and Sinshu, Misha, fucking hell, I can't do Japanese names. Siding back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Mishu refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation inside is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. Oh. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk in the last row. She jumps little when Mirsha crashes into her room with an elegance of a rhino. That's an elephant, fuck. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she was slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Sinshu either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with those students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange, it's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body don't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. Yeah, fucking good. God damn it. I'm sleepy now. God damn it, Hypnos. I shouldn't be this tired on the first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. That might be a condition, buddy. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Sinshu are having a conversation. Beside me, Misha and Sinshu are having a conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around. We gotta hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around, I'm sure of it. Great. Oh, wait, the teacher said I have to see the nurse, so where do I have to go for that? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway at ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to a smaller building right next to the school. It's the building in the same style, so it looks exactly part of the same fucking building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and the nurse's offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly. It's for physical therapy, of course. Oh, right. Even I forgot. Anyway, all the nursing facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. We'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in hoping that this would really only be a quick visit like the teacher said. It's never going to be a quick visit with the doctor. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text head nurse and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounds like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, hi, Boots. My cat's arrived. Hi, buddy. Yep. Hi, buddy. Want to say something in the microphone? No. Go to my bed now. Alright. Aside from the feline distraction, at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Smiling man. Hello there. What can I do for you today? Zagedem's a German accent? He is young looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheek wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smells like a person who has heard that very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. Well, I might give him kind of like an Elvis impression. Why, yes I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse like everybody else. Of course, I shake off my confusing, realizing I should probably grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student in my homeroom. Teacher told me to come meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with realization as he snapped his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai! I was just treating your fowl in the morning. Just some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures to me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good, well, good. You've probably been briefed by the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We'll have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing service. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know that. Now, let me just find the file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminated flooring, and the equipment you would expect from a nurse's school's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the good food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports, rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to recommend you refrain from doing that. At least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick around a ball. I guess I never really did have a burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussions might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another heart attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussive to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly? I sidestepped the question acceptingly and glances over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you'll need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would be good for you. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise in regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jump rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe. There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his fingers to emphasize the point. No need really, I've heard this 1,000 times already. I'm keeping the accent, I like it. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you need anything else. I'm ushered up before I even realized it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes, they look as though the same building. Oh, okay, so that's the auxiliary. Stairs there. It goes to the I can't fucking tell. It's the real look. First real look. I get the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. I fucking don't. I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Yeah, bro, just chill out. What the fuck is with you being special? Does it make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. Oh, bye, Boots. Boots is leaving again. Alright, cat just left again. But I feel tired instead of hungry. From different times. The wariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers, that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside for it all for so long. The dorm is... What the fuck is those hieroglyphs in the back? Alright, the dorm building is big and made of red brick, like the other ones. It feels way too pompous for what it is. So I push forward and go inside. I don't get what the character saying pompous by brick, but okay, whatever. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key that I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the doctors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. I'm sick. God damn. With the elevators for the end of the hallways, I poke my head around the corner at the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the television. Oh, my fucking hand. Seems like the only girls here. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. Oh, fucking right, bro. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and a shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the doors adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines in from the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick glasses. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until I nose is almost touching. His breath stinks like garlic. Nisao Nakai. I'm moving to the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization. He stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenji. Oh, hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it. It's still a little rattled by a sudden change of attitude and welcome and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because I Could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. Is that a place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly, so I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough, buddy. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, it's Al. Yeah, me? I don't think I trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Oh. Yep, alright. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. What accent should I give him? A wise... Get the Irish accent. A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. No, I am not doing that. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Yeah, I don't do well with people getting close either. Because I had an eye exam recently, and fuck, it hurts when things get too close to my eyes. I'm like going blind at this point, fuck. Never mind, it don't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment, inserts the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, and a desk made of some typical light wood. And then there's the ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bag is sitting on the floor of the bed, looking a little emptier than they did this morning. My closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. I noticed pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Hichan. We unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that it don't fit. If they don't fit, you go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Sweet. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there would be something to do. That is so true. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read something that I have nothing to do with. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up and yell. Maybe it's the stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn. I have to distract myself somehow, so I don't have to yell this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow I'll go and borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, the bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table will catch my eye. That's me. Fucking hell. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's see if the editor keeps that in or not. Fuck. And read the glued on pharmacy label. 2 tablets a day to stay alive. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kind of twisted heavy life. Depending on chemicals like this. I resent a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle. Being careful to check the correct dosage. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. And after I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar. Not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable and warm, and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon, the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. Wrong button. That's a it's right click, left click. There we go. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Bam, bam, bam. Bum, 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 bum. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning. Light shimmers against the light gray. I had to forget to draw the curtains closed last night. I I have no idea. Why would you close the curtains when you go to bed? Oh. Do you open the curtains when you go to sleep so in the morning the light shines on you and wakes you up? Is that crazy? This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the living one here. My bag's on the floor, my new school book's on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the balls for a moment, deliberating until I open them, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I can't take pills. What is that phobia called? Oh, I'll look it up later. But I have that. Yeah, I just can't. I down them with the chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. Artificial smell of generic. I'm so sick. Nurgle, don't take me, God, no! The feeling of fresh clothes against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like like a school uniform, as it should. It's not entirely what I'm used to wear before. That goes for others too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school, except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenshi yesterday. Misha's constant laughter and Shinsu's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them or passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I don't see a lot of kinks hanging around after classes yesterday, so there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. Click, 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 click. Time change. All through class, the question remains on my mind, but I decided to ask Shinsu about it when we split into groups. What? What are you gonna ask her? Hey, bro, who is normal? Because you aren't. That's just fucking rude. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. Yeah, but bro, some things you shouldn't ask. Wait, hold on, you're kind of... Yeah, I get you can ask anything about her, but I think you need sign language first. That or pen and paper. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfectly and evenly flat. Yeah. sorry, Shin-chan. Is something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hit-chan. My first thought, is that Misha doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha doesn't... Please don't prove me wrong. Prove me right, prove me wrong, whatever. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. Oh, that's what he meant to ask. About clubs and stuff. Fuck, I thought I was just gonna ask, like, grab him by the collar and say, who is normal? That's great. I'll people do so. There isn't really much else to do. There are a lot of school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Hiccup. The truth is, it's a local event. I'm not from the area, so... I have no fucking clue. She starts sighing desperately to Shinsu, asking her to bail her out. Shinsu adjusts her glass at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts sighing hard and heavy. Right. Huh? Oh. Who cares? What's it about? I don't know, bro. I'm here for the Cheetos. Misha puffs out as she shouts Sheena's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see heads turning around to look in our direction. Can you do it not so loud, buddy? Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind the festival will inevitably change with time. I can imagine just holding like a flag while doing the speech, like fucking style. It's like a people of the show. The beliefs in. Oh no. Now it's time. It's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Yes, that's what games usually are about. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, banging his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointy gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shinsu doesn't seem embarrassed at all, although brushing it off without a care. I really like this music, even though I bet my ass is gonna get copyright strike. Whatever. We're in the middle of class and we should start working. That's right, Shin-chan. What? That's right, Hicken. Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I saw a suspicious glance between them. Shoujo does that every word. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shinshu look at each other again, about to ask what they have in mind, since with something dark flutters in my peripheral view, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in a group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who was looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hick-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I fucking feel? Or was it just Minsha looking at the girl who left? Nah, nothing. Nah, I'm good. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Fucking pussy. Just go and get your books, bro. They ain't gonna hang out with them. You want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Okay, Hick-chan, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shinsu looks more than annoyed that she barely managed to finish all her work on time. I'm just glad we finished it all. It's not a contest or anything, baka. Yes, it is, Hick-chan. Impossible. Really? Really. I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Mitch always moving her hands, sounding not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given moment. Obviously, it must be so Shinsu can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Minshu, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shinsu? But I'm used to looking at the first direction whose voice is coming from, so really? Shinsu can't hear me. But it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing. It will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize in the line, it's not a competition. Her eyes flash with a dangerously competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed about how dark and how blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hick-chan? Very sure. Haha, you're wrong, Hick-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Shinsun pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and it's time for us to go. She quickly kicks up and picks up her bag, looking expectantly. I had almost forgotten I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, fuck, where else am I supposed to eat? At my old school, I like to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until at the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shinsu and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors, although some of them in my classmates have boxed lunches and stuff. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. Game gonna slow down for a second. So, Hick-chan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Okay, the game is slowing a little bit. I'm confused, but alright. Right, Shin-chan. Okay, I guess it makes some sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again. And Misha straightens her posture. I need to do that, as I've been a shrimp this whole time. As she's about to deliver a speech. Hick-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I used to just read a lot. There's a book club, right? Right, but it seems like they're all have the members that can possibly have right now, so Hick-chan, it's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, Hick-chan doesn't mean that you don't have anything already in mind. Not really. Great, that's great, Hick-chan, really great. Ha 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 ha. It is. Why is it so great and why are you laughing like a fucking... Ugh. No reason. Well, Hick-chan, other than the clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student council! No. I see. I didn't know this school has student council. That was a very melodramatic setup, though. Just tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shinsu looks a little embarrassed by it, and Misha's laughing. Shinsu quickly retakes control of the discussion and manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has the voice of whatever she says. Haha. Right? Right? Hick-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely, you should join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hick-chan. We were both in the student council. Actually, Shin-chan is the president. Okay, I'm starting to get suspicious that Shin-chan is not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about with this. As if reading my mind, Shinsu quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course, I'm not trying to get you to join that, because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council, and therefore have incentives to try and get you to. So you're admitting that? Haha, no, we admit nothing! I mean, Hick-chan, of course it would be nice for you to join, and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one school. Yep, it's true. Hick-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hick-chan? I can't tell if she is being genuine or is just really good at acting. Both of them seem to be really hard to look seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are pretty pretty to begin with. So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hick-chan. What? No, I didn't say shit! Aw, see, Hick-chan, of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. It'll be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well. Hick-chan wants to make candy now. You were betting on it? That's my thing, I bet on things. Hey, my life is not a game here. She's very intrigued by this when Shinju signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. I don't like that insinuation. Wahahaha, that's interesting, Hick-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man poor man? If you lose, you have to join the student council. Absolutely not. Aw, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, wishes to get me to join the student council, correct? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage. So I will have to decline. Hick-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust me? That we pulled something so disingenuous? Next you said. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Sinjin's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football? The fuck? Instead of Rich Man, Poor Man. Paper football? You play in America, you make a oh yeah, I know a bit now, yeah, alright. Then you try to shoot it past the goalpost the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hick-chan. Nah, I'd say that's boxing. Also, it's played in elementary and middle school children, Hick-chan. Haha, that means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys and the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not gonna play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means that you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hick-chan? She ends her frowns at Misha, telling that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me to student council, but I'm curious what the student council does here now. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of liked these two, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. Okay, Hick-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. Damn you, so have you lived under a rock? Even I know about that. It's really fun, you should fight to control the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shinsu will be really good at it. If you want to play, you can after school. Oh, really, Shin-chan? We can play it just for fun, Hick-chan. Hasn't played in a long time, so we want to be this little strange attached. Well, okay. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room, okay then? Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's still bullshit. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shinju to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete by just accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we head back to class. Oh, there goes. During afternoon class, the long-haired crow comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says shit. I want to ask somebody about me. I want to ask somebody about it, but I do not want to be nosy. Then again, I'm seeing the giant scar there. I don't think she has the right side of her face, so let's not ask about that. Okay, that is their journey. After school, me and the gang had quickly find me. What? Me and the gang quickly find me? What the fuck am I on about? Shinsu and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby, latch onto me, and covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd be considering it nonetheless. I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort doesn't make me feel very comfortable here. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to a cell. Yeah, it does. Anyway, what's wrong, Hick-chan? That's right, we're just gonna play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha, this seems a little sinister to me. I started thinking that when we started spending at the time me down and torture me until I agreed to it. What the fuck? Well, that's highly unlikely. But for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is simple as turning 2 corridors from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys go to the top for me being a little silly? That's not true, Hick-chan. Sik-chan says that their life is threatened. Says that when their life is threatened, people have shown their capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something more amusingly to Shinsu, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you can hear me. You have no excuse, unlike Shinsu, who is fucking deaf. Shinsu opens those doors to the student council room. It's very plan, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe larger than the classroom. There's a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs and similar desks at the front or at the back. Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else, in fact. Nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. It could at least put a potted plant in here, or something. But the most noticeable thing in here this room doesn't have is other people. Wearily? Nope. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Claps her hand. Oh, I snapped, but whatever. Hey, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Haha, okay, don't you know the rules? We can explain to you while else we set up everything. While Smisho's talking, Shinsu takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this one looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little time for looking... Sounds a little too long for her liking running through the basics of a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna start with decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. So when this is rubbing off onto me, I start feeling more competitive than I intend to be when I agree to this. Click, 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 click. Time passed, time passed. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defeat against Shinsu's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Hik-chan. Sik-chan wants you to know that you're taking too long to make a move. Sik-chan also says that she won't let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. Bribery! I thought this game had no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle it over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. Sing-chan admires your fighting spirit and won't be a benevolent dictator with scary people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shinsu. She seems to take that as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know the word or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it down for Shinsu, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses index fingers against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shunshu bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Oh wait, please slow down. Shin-chan, Hit-chan. Sik-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of her shine with childlike mischief. She says you have no chance of playing this, you won't. It's a trap! That's the first thing I see. Just smarter to play defensive, because I am a more defensive player. I would rather siege down. Siege. Oh well. It's likely that she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense setup, and I'm not going to wreck it by doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. I should have done offensive. Oh, that's why I always lose. Shinsu adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Wahaha, I think it's Hiccup. It's not fucking Hiccup. You lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Sik-chan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it proves a 5 army bonus, but you attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. Great. Although, you'd have more guts. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Ambitious, Hik-chan. You foreplay is the more damning ambition. Ambition! That's why you took South America, but when you switched to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage, that's no good, Hik-chan. You don't take enough risks, and when you do, you don't follow through. That's terrible, Hik-chan. Damn. What's that to her if I play carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. I wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council. The fuck's this? Reverse psychology? It don't work. I guess I don't have to worry about joining, or not in that case. Giving up just like that? I expected more from you. Seriously, is Shoujo trying to taunt me to join the student council? I'm not a bull. I don't just run towards the problem, Christ. Alright? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can't make that kind of commitment. It's only the second date. I can't make that kind of commitment. I won't even take a look at the other clubs yet. Haven't taken a look at the other clubs yet. And there's two. You're a little... These two, they're a little weird. Fine. I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at the clubs before I decide. Really, Hick-chan? You're just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah. I'm not sure what I want. I'm just not sure what I want to. Aw. Okay, Hick-chan, but we're not really going to give up so easily. You said maybe. There's still a chance you'll come around. Come on. We could really have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me, unless we graduate before that. That doesn't make me any less reluctant about joining, you know. Wahaha, surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game, you know, then, to give you a handicap. I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Oh, that's cold, Hick-chan. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Hick-chan stretches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Hick-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. We can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye! One flight of stairs, I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, plain, and like only halls can be. I would say it's the same, but the picture's different. The problem is the library's whereabouts are not as easy to determine as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hall? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, just barely ajar, so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open. And while this one's not quite that, it's good enough. This at the very least it means that someone is inside. I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle on my arm ready to pull it back at the moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. Jesus Christ, that scared me. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it is much easier to open than I expected. Anticipated, not expected. Leaning over and poking my head through as fast, and the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Hello? Oh, shit, sorry. I am looking on Steam for a second, but my Steam is not opening, so I'm going to close it because it's not working. This is now what it's expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in a solitary figure taking the center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation seals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup, opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of her, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me that she's being a separate from the room itself. Not only is she the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners, I admit she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks, sure. I slowly step forward towards another steeple opposite of her. The girl resting a teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling that, and a slight cloudiness in her eyes, that she must be partially blind like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes this air completely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so different from the student council office. Now I'm going to stop here because we're already an hour in and I haven't really gone that far. So, yeah, I'm going to save. And, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. This music's really nice. But yeah, I will play this game another day. Probably not next week. That will be something else. But maybe the week after that. Anyway, this has been Alexios of Earth. Have a good day. Bye-bye!